Chef. Screen Share Guy's last movie in his trilogy of Jon Favreau's 2025 actors. So Green Share Guy, I'll let you start off talking about this movie.
Yes, let's talk about something that I do enjoy. I do really love this movie. What to say? It's a great story.
It's a great movie.
Comedy. It's interesting because there's real cooking done in this movie.
Yes.
If you watch the back behind the scenes stuff, he's friends with I think it's David Choi. I can't remember the guy's name. Who's a consultant on the film. So if you watch some of the extra stuff, you can see him learning. So like the scenes where you see him cooking, it is really him, but there's somebody there's an expert.
During the credits, you saw him. He was teaching them how to actually make the cheese sandwich.
Right.
Yeah. During the credits.
But at the end of the day, it's a story about a father and a son, and which has always touched me. What I love about this movie is I've seen it probably 40 times at this point. I own it. It's a movie that I will put on when I'm doing artwork because I don't have to watch every single scene because I know what's going on. I've seen it so many times. So it'll be on in the background. I can do what I want to do with something on that I enjoy. And I know where I'm at, so I'll stop occasionally, watch a couple scenes that I really like, go back to what I'm doing. The soundtrack's amazing. But yeah, what else can I say?
Soundtrack is really good. The soundtrack was really good.
The supporting characters were fantastic, by the way.
Yeah. All right. So it's a head chef quits his restaurant job and buys a food truck in an effort to reclaim his creative promise while piecing back together his estranged family.
And
Quits is weird because
one sentence review, actually.
Yeah, he's not. He didn't quit. He was given an ultimatum.
Right.
Yeah.
He's kind of forced into a corner, and he does.
Yeah.
I guess, but technically quit. But it's not I'm out. It's more of a I don't want to. I can't work under these conditions anymore.
Right. And there's a lot of good life lessons in this.
Yes.
In this film. Like when I know I'm jumping around, but when his son threw away that whole metal pan,
yes,
of burnt food, and he's like, no, we clean that out, we keep the pan,
right?
And some of these life lessons I'm trying to bestow it upon my son. He's only 8 years old, and I would love to get him in the kitchen, but it's gonna take. It's slowly coming, but it's coming.
What I also love in that scene too is that he yells at him, "Don't do that," and but then a few minutes later he's like, "You know what? You're right. That was not cool of me to do that way."
Yeah.
But here's why. Here's the lesson in that, and I'm learning too.
Yeah. I can very much relate to that. Like as a father, and Michigan, I know you experience as well. We have a certain reaction to something that they're doing, and then we say, "Wait a minute, no. Let me tell you why I reacted. It's my fault I reacted that way, but let me tell you why I reacted that way and why I don't want you to do that." When people ask me, "Do you spank your son?" I said, "No, I really don't spank my son unless he's doing something he's really not supposed to be doing." And even then, I explained to him why I did what I did.
Mm-hmm.
Question.
Answer.
Do you think he had the right to argue with the restaurant owner about what food was to be on the menu?
Yes.
For a couple of reasons, yes.
Why did he have the right?
It's clearly established that when he took him in, or when they made the agreement that he was going to be the chef there, and he even says this at one point, that you have the front of the house, I have the back of the house. We'll talk, but you don't make any decisions back here.
Yeah.
And then now, because they got a critic coming in, the owner wants to throw that out the window. There's something to be said for the owner is paying for everything, but if you've already made that verbal agreement that this is how we run things, kind of not cool.
Yeah.
He is the owner.
Yeah, but if I'm your best cook, your best person at the position I'm at, and I'm experienced enough, and I could tell you what dishes best suits us, and you want to go around and change it, Is
Well,
owner really right?
okay, wait. I thought the owner made a good point though, because the restaurant is packed because of the food that he's been serving. The only reason why he wanted to change the menu was to impress the food critic, and the
So
owner.
my
Well, the
question is, was it
restaurant's
enough to impress
packed
him?
because
He what? But the owner only cared about the people coming for the food that's already been on the menu that people love, that they keep coming for.
right, but the restaurant was not as packed the first time the critic came, right?
Correct.
It was busy, certainly.
Yeah.
But he said that they have more reservations than they've ever had because of the Twitter beef. That's why it was packed out the door.
Yeah.
And he's like, look, I'm doing a different menu. We can't do what we did last time. We'll look like assholes, which they ended up doing. So why would we serve him what we just served him, which he shredded?
Yeah.
I think I think he had the right to like go at it with the owner, but I think in the end, like the owner had the right to like, all right, it's my restaurant.
That's I kind of lean toward the owner with Phil. Like,
pray I don't change it more.
Yeah, he said the line, right? I'm changing the deal. I thought straight up Darth Vader.
Yeah.
What I find funny here in this conversation, and it is what it is, because but I'm usually the guy that's behind the
company.
Their point of view, and you guys are always fully again with the creatives and how it's flipped for this.
Yeah, I'm with the creative.
In this situation,
I'm with the chef on this one, because this is not some rinky-dink mom and pop shop down the street where this guy will leave you tomorrow. This is a well-established main restaurant, well-funded in a thriving community. You paid for a quality head chef for a reason. This man thinks he should make a change to deliver something spectacular. This is literally where you let him cook. If there's no other point in the world when those words have meaning, it's here.
I didn't say the owner was right. I said he had the right.
He had the right.
Hey, that's
right.
I didn't say the owner was right. I said he had the right.
Here's what's funny though, is the reason that you have the staff that's still there that can make that place still kind of hum a little bit after he leaves is because of the chef.
That's true.
If there was any more loyalty in that room, they would have all walked with him, and then that guy's.
But in the end, they went with the owner.
Not all of them.
Not all.
I mean, one didn't go with him. The rest of them did.
Know that.
They all stayed there.
Again. You know that Martin leaves, but you don't know anybody else.
Yeah, but just because I got to go by what the movie shows me, and then that whole staff stayed there when he left. They didn't leave. They weren't that loyal to him. If they were that loyal to him, they would have all left, and they didn't.
If we're just gonna go based on what the movie shows us, which is fine, he has someone leave with him. The others stay behind. I'm not gonna even blame them for staying behind. You could love someone,
I don't blame them either,
and want to follow them into hell because you're so everything about them. However, you also need to keep a roof over your head and your kids' head.
Yeah.
Right? So I understand. I understand that they could feel strongly, and they're still staying there and doing their job. And I feel the story of this movie is greater than that. I feel the story of this movie about him, and reconnecting the family and stuff. But really, this movie is about passion. This movie could have been about anything and reinvigorating your passion, and why you love it.
Well, it's two-handed, because I will give you. I agree with that to a greater degree. But it's two-handed because it's a father and son story. Because if you remember the conversation where he's gonna give the one sandwich away, and he says, do you love doing this? Because I love this, and I want to share this with you. But if you're not going to take it seriously, like, what are we doing?
Right.
Yep. I mean, of course, those are things. They're both equal things in this movie. They're equal things in this movie.
What are some of your favorite moments from this movie?
It's molten. It's molten.
I actually he's also like the way Jon Favreau, his character. He and even at the time, if you knew an older person, they did not get social media in how
Yes.
to work social media and what they they would even be on it, like, you know, Facebook, and then like they don't know what they're doing. Like,
Yes.
you know, they showed,
I
especially
know
for that
several people
time.
like that.
So like, yeah,
I
like,
still don't
and
know how to use Twitter.
that was
Really?
like, you know, that kind of dated the movie too. As soon as you saw like Twitter, I was like, oh, it's Twitter still. Like,
Yeah. Don't feel bad, Grinch guy. You don't want to.
I love the part right at the beginning where he's going to pick up the kid and he's going to go to the market. And he walks out and Bobby Cannavale's sleeping in the car and he smacks the top of the car. He goes, Are you still hungover? He's like, no. Are you something like, you still hungover? He's like, no. Why do you think I slept here? He goes, we got the pig. And Bobby
Chong.
Chong.
Has John Leguizamo got his flowers? Because I really love his acting. Almost.
I think he's well respected. I think he is. He's had a few specials that were pretty big. I remember his first one, Mambo Mouth, the first one that he ever did is on stage.
Yeah.
Incredible. And I think he's had a great career. I think he's had
you look at him, he's like, he was the clown on Spawn. Like,
yeah, he did a great job in that movie too.
And Encanto, right? That's
yeah.
How about he got Robert Downey Jr. to come and do this as a favor? Because there's no reason he can afford him for this movie.
Well, that's one thing I've heard about Robert Downey. Like, he would do favors for other actors and actresses that he's cool with.
Right. And he's
Scarlett Johansson, right?
For a cool $5 million, C Bizzle. I don't think he does that now. I don't think he does stuff for free. Because if he does stuff for free, he would have did Ironheart for free.
That's a corporation, not a friend.
Right.
Yeah, you're right about that. You're right about that.
Like, you know, Disney's $1 trillion company. You're not gonna ask them for no money? Come on.
That's true.
I like that part, that dialogue where he's like, you know, trying to like pick the rod, but he's like, he keeps flipping them so quick. Like, all right, Shadi, maybe I should take care of this kid. Like,
I love how he's having like 3 conversations at once.
He's like, are we still talking about the rug?
That was a good scene. I also like Sofia Vergara in this movie.
Oh,
yeah, she's
not the what's that show that she's on? Modern Family. Complete opposite of that.
Yeah,
like a not good mom. I was like, yo, she did really, really good in this movie.
Well, it's interesting too because if you think about it, she is the catalyst on some level for them getting back together, whether that was her intention or not.
True.
Did they get back together?
They get together at the end.
They're in the new restaurant, and they're doing the wedding party for them.
Is the wedding for them?
Yeah, they're both wearing.
Oh, I didn't get that. They're getting married. I think they were just having fun at the wedding. I didn't get that impression.
They're both wearing white. They're dancing with each other. You see a wedding.
I gotta go back and look at
bride and groom on top of it, and her father.
That's what I mean. I looked at the bride and groom on top of it, and I was like, "That don't look like them. We're even close."
Let's be fair. Most wedding toppers do not look like the bride and groom.
True.
But he's a chef.
A chef, not a baker.
Yeah, 2 totally different things.
Yeah.
Anything else? Come on, I know you got a couple more things about this movie.
Well, I mean that
Gary Clark Jr. playing guitar.
What was that, Phil?
Gary Clark Jr. has the blues the concert.
Yeah,
like that part was cool. The Texas barbecue. That guy, I think the Texas barbecue guy is like a famous Texas barbecue guy.
He is. He is a real famous Texas barbecue guy.
Yeah.
And the chef that Jon Favreau hired to consult on this movie and teach him how to cook on this movie is the one who got the Texas barbecue guy.
Oh, is that right? I don't think I knew that.
I could see that.
And C-Bizzle, do you remember what Marvel movie it was where Jon Favreau hired the food trucks? Anyhow, there was a Marvel movie that they were doing. I can't remember which one. Jon Favreau hired these food trucks to impress everybody, and the first episode, or not the first episode, there's an episode of the Chef series on Netflix and he has on what's her name, Pepper Potts.
Gardner?
Who plays
Because you
Pepper
asked, I'm
Potts?
blanking.
Oh,
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Gwyneth Paltrow. He has on Gwyneth Paltrow. So he talks about, hey, remember when blah, 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 and I hired these food trucks. So she's like, uh-huh. And then this is where we find out, while they're cooking this meal, this is where we find out that Gwyneth Paltrow didn't know that she was in Spider-Man
Yes.
Homecoming. Or not Spider-Man. Yeah, she didn't know she was in Spider-Man Homecoming. She's like, how was it Spider-Man? So, but anyhow, during one of those filmings, and maybe it was Spider-Man Homecoming, because it was a while ago, he had hired this food truck guy just to come in and make stuff for everybody, and they all loved it and it was amazing. But that's when he's like, oh my God, I want to talk to this dude because I want to do this movie. And then of course this movie turned into, oh my God, let's do a series. But I just think it's just phenomenal how all this happened because of Jon Favreau's love of food. But he had that dude train him like a professional chef so that he could do this movie. He even told him, he goes, no. And he would like burn his hands and stuff when they're cooking. And he's like, dude, you don't have, he goes, no, keep it going. So like he now has oven hands because this guy had him burning his hands on stuff over and over.
Yep.
Anyhow, I'm just impressed even with the making of this film.
Yeah, he wrote it and he directed it, and starred in it. So
Yep.
That's an achievement right there. All right, so that golden ticket will go to next week. So 2 for next week for any what it is, you guys got to watch the movie out there so you can be able to answer these questions. Let's get to some numbers. C Vizzle, you're up.
I really enjoyed this film. I can relate a lot to it, being a father of a boy. I enjoyed it from beginning to end. This is going to be an extremely high number. I'm giving it a 9.5.
Wowzers. Okay. Phil?
I also really enjoyed the film. I'm not going to give it that high of a number. I think it's a 7.5 movie.
Ooh,
I even saw this at the I saw this in the theater when it was running. So I did enjoy the movie. I enjoyed the soundtrack. I enjoyed the story. I think it's a 7.5. It's a good 3-star movie. It's like very solid.
All right.
Enjoyed watching it this week.
Clifford?
I love this movie. I love food. I love cooking. I've made Medianoche because of this movie. I love Sofia Vergara. I love C Bizzle. I give it a 9.5.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give it an 8 because I liked it very much. I enjoyed. It was a very wholesome movie. Green Sugar, I thank you for that. This is a movie that takes me away from all these other kind of movies that are out there. It's just a regular movie. Now, maybe he's not a regular guy, but he's just trying to do something regular. You know what I mean? There's nothing fancy about it. Has a nice story to it. Great acting, great directing, great writing. So I give it an 8. Green Sugar, you're the last one up.
Sam only gives it an 8.
This is one of my favorite movies of all time. I would put it
Who can't cook? Stop the presses. Stop the presses. Stop the presses. Kamaria, you better get in that chat. You better defend me, girl. You better defend me.
What?
He said I can't cook.
Sam gave it an 8 because he can't cook.
Come on now.
No.
I'm sorry, Green Sugar guy. You violated. You violated, son. Go ahead.
So yeah, like I said before we even started, this is one of my favorite movies. Probably my top 10. I put it on all the time. I love this movie. Every time I see it, I notice a little something I maybe didn't notice, or I fall in love with something else that I can't give it a 10, but it's close. I'm gonna go 9.5 with the other guys.
Oh, that's giving this an 8.8 altogether. That's probably one of the highest ratings we've given a movie. Not the highest, but it's one of the highest up there.
So
I don't have my laptop with me, and I can tell you exactly where it falls, but it's up there.
I know you're gonna make an announcement of upcoming shows and what we're gonna be watching next week.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to say here right now, I just want to get off the bat, Cliff, I love you and I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What you sorry about? You should be apologizing to me. You violated me, son.
I'm about to I feel like I'm about to violate Cliff too after an announcement. But go ahead.
What?
All right, Chef gets an 8.8 from the council. That's 1.5 above the IMDb. Let us know in the comments what you thought about the movie. Next week,
Where are the heroes?